Hello and welcome to the fourth presentation of the Alpha program. And this one is perhaps the most sensitive experience. It's perhaps the most difficult topic about which to speak. It has to do with forgiving or giving forgiveness, or it's got to do with hurt and hurting others. And it's got to do with, can I be loved if I'm not real happy? My sister told me a story about her 3-year-old granddaughter who was found by her father creating artwork with a crayon on her bedroom wall. And the father came in and said, "What are you doing?" He said, "Well, I'm drawing." He said, "Well, you're making a mess, you know. You're going to have to clean that up." And he went and got supplies to clean up, and he came in and she was crying. And he said, "Well, you know, you knew you were going to eventually have to clean that up. So why are you crying?" She says, the little 3-year-old girl says, "Well, I'm not very joyful at this present moment." 3 years old, not very joyful at this present moment. Well, we are very similar to that. There are times, sometimes we're happy and we don't know why, and sometimes we're unhappy, we don't know why. Sometimes we're hurt and we don't know what hurt us. And sometimes we hurt others, and usually we don't know it. What we're dealing with is this very human process of being hurt. And being hurt by someone who says they love us doesn't seem to be very loving. Well, what also is not very loving is that each of us has, it's quite an important word, it's expectations. And it comes, of course, from the Latin from which we get the word spectacle, or those things through which we look, or a spectator. And to X is to look out for. What are you looking out for? Well, you're looking out for happiness and whatever's in you. Control, you're looking for control, or domination, or peace, or whatever. Those are wonderful, to have expectations, hopes. What I'm looking for in you is, of course, I'm looking for infinite completion. And we've spoken of that before. And we have spoken about disappointment. Well, one of the things is, expectations are very healthy. This is what I long to see. What are you looking for? I'm looking for happiness, and it's in marriage, isn't it? No. Expectations, yes. We get into trouble when what we're looking for becomes a demand. It's got to be. I've got to have it. It's got to be mine. Dominus, obviously, is to lord it over. I want to have my expectations, my wanting to seize, that dominates me and becomes Lord of my life. Well, that's when we get into trouble. Many times we don't know our expectations, what we long for. Now remember, you might not want to know this, but what we long for is infinity, for God. Whatever God is, that's mysterious, but we long for something we cannot have. The psalmist says, we long for like a deer longs for water in the desert. We're always in longing. That's healthy. We get hurt and we hurt others when those demands, and we might not even know them. And we don't know what to do with them. Marriage is a part heaven and part hell, I'd say, or part of what's very good in humanity, and it's also a constant encounter with ourselves. So you are making me face me, and sometimes I don't like that. We are such people that the inside will come out, and you will see in this presentation, after I'm done, the different ways that you can keep things inside or not. But what is inside will come out some way. Some people can get mad at the dog and so they kick the cat. They can't be direct with it. If I show that I'm hurt or angry or frustrated, there's something in me that's afraid you won't like me. You'll throw me out. Marriage is a love when you are not very lovable, when you are not feeling very joyful at this present moment. But it's going to come out. And what some spouses know just by looks, there's something wrong. What's going on? The longer it seems to fester, the more it's going to fester. Hiding will come out. In some ways, fear and hurt, they can form a prison that I'm in, and I make you in it too. I distance you from me because I'm imprisoned of my own fears and hurt. You hurt me, and I'm afraid to tell you that you hurt me. But it'll come out. And see what it is, it's a sense of justice. It's control. If I've been hurt, I've got something on you now. A strong sense of justice. And of course, many tragedy plays, Merchant of Venice, Shakespeare, a pound of flesh, I'll make you pay because you took something from me, now I'm going to take something from you. What I'm going to take from you is me. You're not going to get my best self because I'm in prison. I've imprisoned myself. But I am comforted by my very strong sense of justice. I deserve what? I deserve imprisonment. So justice and mercy are polarities. I deserve to punish you because you punished me. Mercy is very difficult. That's the hard part. I said this is a hard topic. Forgiveness, release from captivity. And you will see in this presentation ways to do it. But why to do it? Going back. We're always going to go back. Mercy is a way of creating you. It admits, I admit, yes, your frailty frustrated my expectations, my demands. I wanted it and you didn't give it to me, whatever it is. Mercy is a reflection of the very existence of God. God is not merciful. God is mercy. God doesn't show mercy now and then. And marriage is as close to God as you can get. That kind of intimacy. But real intimacy is the creational experience of accepting the humanity of you and accepting the humanity of me. And I have to be merciful with me, which is very difficult. It might be easier to be merciful with you. But forgiving ourselves, forgiving myself for being so human, forgiving myself for being so preoccupied with justice and control and power that I have over you in this situation. And to forgive you is to let it go. It's not just letting go of the hurt, it's letting go of the power. You see, that's the hard part. Now, those are things that marriage force us to see, I think. Marriage, as we've been saying and we will say, marriage is a constant meeting, not of the other only, but it's a constant meeting of myself. And I'm asked to have forgiveness and mercy for myself as a prayer, as a reality, and in the sharing of mercy with each other. Not denial, not hiding, but really saying, I want to forgive you. I will forgive you. It takes time. But it is a revelation of the mercy that is God. And that's at the center of a blessed marriage. So it's really a prayerful time, a humbling time to admit how human I am with my high expectations and demands for you and for myself. So we pray and we talk and we share and we work out and we work toward more humanity. Do you really want to be human? Do you really want to accept it? Then it's based in mercy, forgiveness, that is the very center of love, because it's creative.